Hi, my dear viewers. Azita, Sach here. Hope you're doing well. We are talking about the lesson number 5 in emotional alphabet, which is the following. Thoughts, or I have to say, each thought is like a huge onion. Each thought is a huge onion. It has thousands of layers until it gets to the core of the onion. And the core of the onion is called the core belief. And that is what we have to learn how to get to. It's the jewel of the matter. Because when you get to the core belief is when you can solve and fix and make your emotions change to feel better. All right. Now, in this lesson, I also have to tell you that there is a concept called automatic thought processes, meaning we might have a thought that is very superficial, the superficial layer of this onion, and this is what we have awareness about. But this thought, until we get to the core, is so quick that we can't catch it. It's automatic. It takes maybe less than fraction of a second. So our job is to figure out how to get to this core. Okay, now you might ask, how am I gonna do this? And I'm gonna tell you right now, but you have to understand that it takes time to get to these layers of the onion. It's like a slow motion of a movie. So when something happens, you have a thought, you have to slow it down to be able to go layer by layer by layer by layer to get to the core belief. From the superficial layer of the onion to the core of the onion. Okay, so how should we do it? First, you have to identify what happened to you. For instance, I give you an example. You have to catch yourself, catch your feelings. I give you an example. Janie says, oh, it's such a cold weather. And then she notices that she feels really bad all of a sudden. So the superficial thought, the first layer of the onion is, it's a cold weather. That's a thought. Okay? But then Janie notices that, oh, I'm feeling miserable. I feel so sad. But I don't know why. I just said it's a cold weather. Okay, so there is series of layers and layers of thoughts in the middle of this onion that gets to the core of why Jenny feels very sad. Certainly, it's not the weather is cold. Okay? All right, so what should Jenny do? First, Jenny, if possible, has to stop what she's doing and go to a very sacred psychological space. Okay, now it's not always possible, but we are assuming she is making it possible for the sake of argument. Okay, and then I talk about what this sacred place is in another video, but the core of the matter is that the sacred place should be a place that we feel extremely safe, we feel uninterrupted, and as relatively as possible comfortable. But the main core is that our thoughts can be in a way that are not interrupted. Okay, interruption is big, huge no-no. So we can go inside ourselves and ask ourselves what happened. What thought came to my mind? What's the next thought? What's the next thought? Which is called chain analysis. All right. So Jenny goes to her sacred place, let's say her bedroom, and it's peaceful, it's quiet, nobody is interrupting her, and she can think. Okay, now she's identifying the layers of the onion. First layer of the thought is, the weather is so cold. That's a thought. So Jenny has to ask herself, okay, so what does that mean to me that the weather is cold? What is the next thought that comes to my mind when I say that? Then she has to pause and think, oh, the thought is, I am going to suffer because I don't have heavy jackets. So Jenny understands a little bit deeper thought here is, because I don't have a jacket, heavy jacket, I am going to suffer. That's another thought. I'm going to suffer. Then Jenny says, oh, okay, so what does that mean to me? What is the next thought that comes to me when I think I'm going to suffer because I don't have a heavy jacket? And notice this is a time that Jenny is comfortable and thinking, allowing the thought to come out uninterrupted. Oh, the thought comes to me that when I was a child, when the weather was cold, I didn't have any jacket because my mom never bought me a heavy jacket. So the thought is, my mom did not buy me heavy jackets. And I was suffering as a child when it was cold. Pay attention, this is a much deeper level of a thought. And it was not unconscious, it wasn't conscious for Jenny at the beginning. So I know now, okay, I now know the thought is that my mom did not buy me heavy jackets. So what does that mean for me? What other thought this thought generates? What is the deeper layer of that onion? One layer deeper. Well, that means to me that my mom didn't love me. That's another thought. Look how deep it is. We are getting to the core now. It means my mom did not love me. That's a thought. I know there are emotions attached to it, but that's a different story which I addressed in other videos of mine. My mom didn't love me. Then Jenny has to ask herself, and what does that mean to me? What did that mean to me? What is the next thought that is generated by this other thought that I just talked about? Okay, so Jenny goes deep inside herself and says, oh, if she didn't buy heavy jackets for me when it was cold, it means she didn't love me. And that means to me, I am not lovable. I am not lovable. That is the core belief. That is the core of that onion. I am not lovable. That's a thought. I know it has emotions with it. And hey, there we go, punchline. The emotion is I feel miserable. No wonder when the weather was cold and I said it's so cold, I felt miserable. Why? Because the core belief underneath, my dear friend, was I'm not lovable. Who would feel good when she would feel unlovable? Nobody. Would you? I wouldn't. So, that is so important lesson, such an important lesson in emotional alphabet, We have to know that there is a core belief underneath a superficial thought that we have to be able to catch it if we want to soothe ourselves, comfort ourselves, parent ourselves again. Once again, which we can do a much better job than our mother. All right, so that's another story. I'm gonna go over it in another video. I hope you like this. I hope it's gonna help you. This is super, 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 super tough. Sounds easy, super tough. As I told you, remember, you have to have your sacred place, which I'm going to talk about in another video. Remind me if I didn't, but I'm going to make another video of that. A sacred place psychologically and emotionally in order to be able to go down. And two, second tip is ask yourself, what does that mean to me? What does that mean to me? The weather is cold. What does that mean to me? I'm gonna suffer in our example. The weather is cold. What other thought is it generating? I'm going to suffer. That's another thought. Be well, and if you like it, please subscribe it. I have also Instagram at Azita Sach 2020. I put Instagram live TV Mondays 11 a.m. Los Angeles time. Feel free to join, ask your questions live, and I would be glad to answer all of them. Until next time, see you soon. Bye bye.